Super Movie Ninja! Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video of Super Movie Ninja! And, well, I could get into subscribe, I could get into all that stuff, but before I start today's movie review, I just want to take a moment to say sorry that I have not been doing movie reviews for now a month lately, as it said that. But as I looked at my Beekeeper movie review, he has to say I haven't, and it said it was a month ago that I did that. So I'm so sorry that I haven't been doing movie reviews lately. I've been so tired, and I've just been focusing on my edits, and I finally feel like now I have the energy again to start doing these movie reviews again. Because this is my passion, and this is what I enjoy doing: sitting and talking on this podcast and saying my thoughts on these movies I see, or doing my edits. Really appreciate all of it. So thank you all for supporting me. As I stand right now, we're at 329 subscribers now, and I couldn't do that and I couldn't have been here without all of you subscribing and supporting me. So thank you. Now, let's get into today's movie review. Today, we're reviewing a bad movie. That's right, last time we reviewed a good movie. Today, we review a bad movie. What movie is that, you may be asking? It is Mean Girls from 2024. Now, sorry I have not reviewed this movie sooner. It came out in January, and it's long since been out of theaters, so I'm so sorry, but right now it's on streaming, so this is probably actually a perfect time to really review it. So, like most people, I had a lot of a great deal, decent amount of fun with the original Mean Girls from, I think it was the early 2000s, I forgot. Well, it was from the early 2000s, I just don't remember the date in the early 2000s. But either way, necessarily, I had a great deal of fun with that movie. I thought it was a very funny movie that perfectly captured the essence of what it was trying to do: bullies at school. And I felt it perfectly captured the essence of that. I thought it was very funny too at that, and definitely showed what peer pressure can do to someone like you. And necessarily, I had a great deal of fun with that movie. So I had decent amounts of, not hype, I would say, but excitement. Like, yeah, this might be good. Then I realized it was a musical. Now, I don't personally enjoy musicals that much. That's why I have not seen Wonka, because I don't enjoy musicals that much. Whenever it comes out on home streaming, I probably might check it out, but I just don't really like musicals, and so it really took me away from seeing it. But I finally decided to see it because I thought it couldn't be too bad. The opening number, well, yeah, the opening number was a musical song, so that definitely demolished whatever enthusiasm I suddenly might have gained for that movie. And I ended up walking out of it. I never seen the whole movie, but this is what I can tell you just from the half I saw. One, it rehashed all of the jokes from the original. So every time there was a joke, it's like, I always seen this before. I always seen this in the previous movie. And that's necessarily all it is. It's just the previous movie with a few added in musical numbers. Now, Mean Girls was an early 2000s movie. Then they made a Broadway musical, and then they made this. So this is necessarily an adaptation of a Broadway musical that's an adaptation of a 2000s movie. So I guess the whole point of it was to use the same thing, but just make it into a musical. But that's not what's gonna sell a ticket for me. Sells a ticket for me is a new movie with new ideas and that stuff. Like, this movie could have perfectly worked if it was kind of like this, like it captured the same essence of the original movie, but it also like showed what people today now go through in schools. And this was just the same movie with added musical numbers. And I just did not enjoy that. The performances to me were very lacking in depth. Every story they tried to tell was all by a musical number. There was never just a story told as a regular average story. It was just a story told in a musical number. And personally, like I said, I don't like musicals. And if I'm trying to take in a story, take in a certain amount of emotional depth, I want to hear it narrated maybe through the person's thoughts, or I want to actually see it on the screen. And that movie did just not do it for me. Like I said, the performances were really lacking. I didn't see a certain amount of emotion. And with a very one dimensional character like Regina George, in the original movie, there was still like a thing there where like, yeah, she's pretty much the villain. And this one, it was just, I'm there because that's the original movie. And for me, I personally didn't even think they should have remade movie. Remakes are never as good as the original, and I will stand by that. Like, let me just list some remakes that are not as good as the original. So, for example, we have a movie like, I'm trying to think of some remakes that I don't like. Well, first of all, we have like, this doesn't really count, but we have a classic thing like Tom and Jerry, and they made a movie of it, a live action movie in modern times, and it just wasn't good. It was remade, and it just wasn't as good because it was remade, and I just really didn't like, because nothing can capture what the original movie can capture. An original movie can capture things like, it really perfectly captures its time. When you watch a movie, the movie is supposed to be a representative of its time. So, with a movie like The Goonies, I'm not a big fan of The Goonies. That's probably because I wasn't born in some place like the 80s. The Goonies does perfectly capture the essence of the 80s. And that's what made it good for people who grew up in the 80s. So, in the case of the original Mean Girls, it captured the essence of what it was like in the 2000s, which was what it made it so good. But this, it's just doing the things that are not as relatable to people nowadays, which definitely makes it less good. So, I didn't see the whole movie. I can't get too much about that movie, but I hope you enjoyed the review. Make sure to like, subscribe, and ring that notifications bell so you never miss a video. Check out some of my edits if you haven't already. And I guess Super Moving Ninjas. Ow!